that you, Steven? Are you in front of this device?
Listen.
Or is that your wife, Heather?
Can you show yourself to us?
It was in 1953 that the state of California adopted the California grizzly bear as a state animal. A fairly ironic act given the fact that the poor creature was extinct at the time. Or was it? Something happened 20 years before the new state symbol was adopted that most historians refuse to believe happened, but some say might not entirely be fictional after all. In the rush of the New Deal's creation of jobs of 1933, an out-of-work farmer named Stephen Majors rode a cargo rail flatbed into Barstow, California, looking to obtain such work. Upon reaching Barstow Station, he joined a long and seamlessly end line of dusty, ragged, and worried men who had all come to Barstow hoping for any work to be had. Upon receiving the post from her husband, Heather sold off what meager possessions her family had left, gathered her 2 children, a boy of 10 named Marcus and a daughter of 12 named Susan, and they bought passage one way on a bus operated by a Greyhound Corporation. Upon reaching the worksite, the Majors were assigned a tent of their own and placed in somewhat apart from the men who had no families. They were assigned a small piece of carved wood with a number on it, which they placed the family in, which of the meal schedules, shower schedules, toilet schedules, and laundry schedules being run by the crew chief and his administrators. The work was extremely hard, and even 10-year-old Marcus and 12-year-old Sally were pressed into service, doing whatever jobs of the administrators of the projects required. The main jobs of collecting and hauling rock, concrete, sand, water, slinging tons of dirt with shovels and surveying, and all other activities was to be left to the men. The work was brutal, pay was low, but discipline problems were extremely rare. For every man who complained or fought or was caught with alcohol, the punishment was immediate termination of employment. Behind every man who worked, there was a dozen more who were willing and able to take his place, and so problems among the men were very rare. But for all the hard work, it was a good life for the Majors family. There was plenty of food, and the regularly scheduled meals had variety. Oranges, grapes, avocados were purchased from ranches and farms down below, and the freshly slaughtered cows were brought up in pickup trucks once a week. It was the night of September 19th in 1934, when most of the work for the project had been completed. that tragedy struck. The day had been the family's assigned wash day, and after the day's work and after a good scrubbing under the heated water dripping from the communal showers, Stephen and his wife, Heather, had put their 2 children to bed and then had walked off into the forest to be alone for a while. Upon returning to camp and reaching their tent, they found their tent had collapsed, with their 2 screaming children trapped inside. Standing on the tent and digging with its claws was a grizzly bear, trying to get at the children but not making much noise of its own. Upon seeing what was happening, Stephen and his wife screamed for help and, despite the danger, ran the remaining distance to try to save their children. What had happened next happened so fast, but the time the crew chief and with his firearm could be rousted, and before the men started to gather silently, all 4 family members had been horribly ripped to shreds. Disemboweled and dismembered fragments from the children and their parents were still steaming in the cold September night. And the grizzly bear that did the deed, the bear vanished into the forest and was never caught, despite the extensive bear hunt that stopped work for the rest of that week and then also for the following week. While men were sifting the woods, canyons, and ravines looking for a bear that slaughtered the family, a few women and children who also lived in the camps buried the family on the hillside below the dance studio, placing a small Christian cross made of wood over the 4 graves. Normally, that would be the end of the story, but this is a tale of haunting, and hauntings live on. Ever since that tragic event, people have been going up to Crystal Lake to see the ghost. In September of 1978, hundreds of ghost hunters came to Crystal Lake to spend the night with hopes of capturing the family on film, bringing with them cameras, video recorders, and electronic machines they hoped would prove the existence of ghosts. With that, they also brought alcohol, fire-started firearms, unruly human nature, trash, and drugs. This created a situation which was threatening to overwhelm the facilities up there at Crystal Lake, and the Forest Service had enough. From there on, from 1978, they would shut down Crystal Lake, the road leading up to Crystal Lake, only on the 19th of September for 10 years. It remained that way. Then, in 2002, the Curve Fire happened. The Curve Fire closed down the whole Crystal Lake area for 10 years entirely. And after all that time of being closed down, a lot of people have moved on, have forgotten about the tale. But this is the tale of the ghost of Crystal Lake.
What's up there, YouTube? Well, you know where I am at. It is September 19th. And supposedly tonight is when you're supposed to see the ghost of the family got mauled and by the last grizzly bear. So I'm up here, Crystal Lake. It's actually kind of the setting's actually pretty cool. It's like a little bit foggy-ish overcast, so it kind of adds to the ambiance. We're going to be heading right over there, and we're going to investigate. I'll show you what I brought when I get over there. I think Pharaoh's supposed to come up here with another guy, so we'll see if we can find a ghost tonight. Or ghost. There's a lot of construction going up here, I noticed. Pretty interesting. This is my favorite tree. Look at it, it's got like 3 I don't know what trunks, and it looks like it's like one like perfect Christmas tree with besides that right there, but it looks like a perfect Christmas tree. But yeah, let's do some investigating. Very cool. Now, Well, I made it over here. If you've seen my videos, you know where I'm at. This is the dance hall. Amphitheater's just down there. Short walk away. Right now I'm the only one here, but I will be joined later by Pharaoh and another guy. It's a little cool. It's a little creepy up here. You got like fog or clouds, low-lying clouds, all up in here. So it's a little creepy. I got some pretty nice drone footage to add to the effect. And so, turn this around. I am not quite prepared because I didn't think it was going to be this cold. So I just have my shirt and undershirt on. You can see my breath on here. So, lighter seasoning, my camp set, my Trangia fuel. I brought a hammock. I thought maybe I'll set a hammock up. I don't know. It's already getting dark and I don't think I really use it. Drone, camera gear. And I got some food. I'm going to make some BLTs. And I've got my cooler right here, which I brought some beverages. So, and my tripod, one of my GoPros. I have my other GoPro in there. And this guy, you're in for a real treat tonight because this is a spirit box. And what this is supposed to do is it scans radio frequencies really fast. And supposedly spirits can communicate through it. I'm a little bit of a skeptic, but the review said it's really good. And even when I turned it on, I could have sworn that thing said my name. This is in the parking lot at my work, but when I was messing with it, but we'll see. We will see. Catch some ghosts. So I'm going to start cooking and getting everything ready. What's up there, YouTube? We're at the amphitheater. Somewhere behind me is supposedly where they buried him. So we got Pharaoh here and some other people, and we're gonna see if we can catch some ghosts tonight.
No problem, so. I read a story on the internet that during the Spanish period, colonial period here, that a soldier was going to Crystal Lake. That's where a popular place was to get water because there was a guaranteed source that was crystal clear, good water for drinking and feeding your animals. So he'd taken some donkeys there and his horse. Apparently he tied a donkey up to one of the trees, pine trees, and walked down to the lake. When he came back, the donkey's head was still tied to the tree. Its body was gone, nowhere to be found. So grizzly bears all over this place back then.
There's the story about Bear Creek. In Bear Creek, the guy at the cabin at the second camp from West Fork had bear traps. And the creek was named something else prior to that. And he trapped the bear at night. He went out to get it, and the bear had chewed its leg off and got away. He followed it, tracked it down, killed it, brought it back, nailed a paw to the oak tree right outside.
I heard the story. That's why they named it Bear Creek.
Yeah, and that thing stayed there for like a year and a half. It rotted and fell apart. After that, it was always called Bear Creek.
So we have here now brown bears, but actually they're not native to this area either. They were brought to, but from the 1930s, they were brought from Yosemite. There were problem bears there, but they didn't want to kill them, so they brought them here and dumped them in the San Gabriels. So now we have, I think, 500 brown bears in this, black bears in this area, but some of them are brown colored.
I got chased by one with a tag in its ear, and They chased me. And they had a name for that one. I think they called him, but I told the ranger about it. He goes, yeah, that one 2 weeks ago. That was brought over 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, it's already chasing me. Cinnamon, that's what they call it.
Is there anybody out here?
Yeah?
Turn it up higher.
That's pretty good.
What's your name?
Dude.
Did you hear something?
Did you hear it?
I didn't catch it. What were you killed by?
You're hearing that, right?
Yeah, I can't make sense of it.
Is that really close?
There were 4 of you, were there not?
Hey, some left?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to review the audio.
Oh my god!
Let me try, let's slow down the sweep rate.
Mind-blowing. Dude, I'm gonna check on my daughter.
What is your wife's name? Dude, that was... What's up, dude?
Oh my god!
I think it was Heather, right?
Is that what it said?
I think so.
Oh my god! It said her name, Heather. It said Heather.
Did you know it's her name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stefan, Heather, Marcus, whatever the girl's name.
I thought it was Sam. Sam and...
Sam and what's the girl?
or something. I don't know.
What a boy and a girl.
I think so. Let me get my tripod. This is good.
Miles and miles. So what's making these?
Yeah, there's no radio, cell service, nothing.
cool.
So I'm gonna try. That was both AM. I'm gonna do FM and AM. Also keep your camera on this. Something to note. This, I don't know if it was a false reading, but this did go up to +1. So I hit reset. I didn't do it again. So maybe it was a false reading. But
So cool.
keep your eyes out. All right, let's do this.
Power Grayskull.
FM. Is there anybody out here? I heard a man's voice.
Stood up. I couldn't move.
Is your name Steven? Steven, we heard the story where the bear mauled and killed your whole family.
seeing that, right?
Look, look.
We're getting a temperature deviation here. I reset it. If it does it again, there's no denying that. That's not a false.
We are not messing with you guys. This is.
Steven, is your wife with you? We're not out here to harm you. We're just curious as to the story behind your family's demise. Can you come across this device? Make the temperature fluctuate. What were your children's names?
Dude, I totally heard that time.
What did it say? I heard something. I didn't make it out.
What did you say?
What happened to your family?
It did. It said killed. 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 It said killed.
What was your family killed by? Now, just for reference, guys, this is scanning at 50 milliseconds. So,
Shoot! Oh! Fluctuation and a voice.
We're getting something out here. Is that you, Steven? Are you in front of this device?
Fluctuation.
Or is that your wife, Heather?
Can you show yourself to us? Make a noise.
I heard something. Did you hear it? You hear it? You hear it? You hear it? Oh! Yeah? Is that you, Heather?
Multiple versions. Multiple versions. Multiple versions. Multiple versions. Multiple voices. That was a female.
That was a female, yeah. Steven and Heather, I think you're both present with us. Are your children here? If your children are here...
Oh my god.
That was a kid.
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 We're hearing,
Woman,
we're hearing kids. Those three of us.
you hearing it, right? Anna, you're hearing this? I heard something there.
And all kinds of stuff in the background.
It was tragic what had happened. Were you killed by a grizzly bear?
Wait a minute. Man's voice.
That was a man's voice, yeah.
Dude, maybe we can get the shadows on. You keep going
Is that
this.
your
You
infrared
keep going
going?
this, you know.
If you're there, Stephen and Heather, or the children of Stephen and Heather, can you show yourself on this camera here? I just heard a child's voice. I just heard a dude's voice. Just so you guys can see, this thing's going off like crazy. I'm gonna reset it. If it goes off, you just heard that. That was another voice.
It's another voice. It's another voice. It's another voice.
Another one.
Another voice.
Is there anything you want to tell us? Tell us about the history. What was this place like back then? I'm hearing the lady, woman's voice and a man. Voice and a man. Voice and a man. Voice and a man. How many people were working with you at this camp up here at the time? Six?
There's a number. There's a number. There's a number. There's a number.
I thought it said six. We have to look up the relevance of six. I think it said six. I'll have to replay it. Can you tell us about how it was to get up to this area back in those days? Are you still here, Stephen or Heather? your children here? It must have been horrific coming back to that tent and seeing your children being mauled by a bear. Are you still here?
Dude, I heard.
You heard that, right?
Yes. Dude.
I'm hearing something and it's consistent.
I'm hearing you guys.
There's a bumblebee.
Where were you guys set up at? Look at the temperature, it's fluctuating. Were you guys below the amphitheater or above it?
Below.
Below.
It said below.
Below. Oh my god. That is crazy. That is crazy.
You heard below, right?
Everybody heard below, right? I heard kids' voice.
Why do you guys hang out here instead of moving on to the next whatever it is?
You hear the temperatures going off again. Fluctuating the temperature. Steven, are you guys still here? Oh my god. Did you hear that? It said, a child's voice said, "Mommy." I kid you not, a child's voice just said, "Mommy." Yeah. Is this the daughter of Stephen and Helen? It must have been terrifying for you and your brother, sleeping in the tent and waking up to bears clawing at your tent. Stephen, if you're here, I wanted you to tell me what train station that you arrived at here. I heard a yeah. You arrived on a train out here looking for work. Work was hard to come by back then. It was the Great Depression. What city did you arrive in?
Azusa?
As you can see, I didn't touch the temperature, I didn't reset it, it went back down. Steven or Heather, can you tell me your age? How old were you before you passed on?
There's no need for you guys to come back here every year. Go ahead and go ahead. Go on. Shut that off for a second. Did you hear something over there?
Yeah. Did you?
Oh, there's that light again. That light keeps freaking me out like a lantern. Oh, top it off. I'm walking down there looking below the amphitheater, and all of a sudden I get a shock of lightning, electricity up through my leg. Stinging nettle got me.
Oh, I thought you had like you got a cold like spell or something.
That's what I thought. Exactly.
Oh, I was gonna be like, dude.
Stinging nettle. Got around the side of my foot. So this is below the amphitheater also, right?
Yeah.
Look at that light over there. Is that a planet? Is that a planet, a star, or a craft?
Steven, are you guys down here? Is this where they buried you?
I heard a girl's voice and then a man's voice. Is this where you're buried?
Yes.
It said yes.
Yes.
It said yes.
It said yes.
It said yes.
It was a guy.
What kind of tree were you buried by?
Is the oak tree that you were buried by still standing, or did it burn down? Is it still standing? No?
I think it said no.
What? Was that a no? No.
That was no. That was no.
So the tree's still not standing.
Okay, the kid.
Are your children here?
For me. Someone said for me.
For you?
For you? For you? For you?
Yes, Heather and Steven, are your children here?
kinds of voices.
I'm gonna have to replay it. Yeah, slow the video down and see what they're saying. Is there anything else you guys want to say?
Sayonara? Did it say sayonara?
Does it say sayonara?
Sound like it said sayonara. We're gonna take off now. Is there anything you want to tell us?
There's a woman's voice. I heard something really low. Sounded different.
Hope you guys find peace.
Is there any other details about the story that we don't know about?
All of it.
Were you killed by a bear?
Yeah. It said yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Well, we wish you guys peace, and there's no reason for you to come back here every year.
Move along.
Your spirits can rest at ease. You don't have to return here.
Wow. Thank you very much for showing up. That was really cool. My.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah.
It did.
I think it did say you're welcome, yeah. Wow.
This is so cool.
That is cool.
It couldn't have.
That's awesome.
It couldn't have turned out better. It couldn't have turned out better.
Not an error.
And this is on the walk.
Are you guys out here?
Pretty.
Steven, Heather, are you guys out here? Do you guys hear
Aaron?
it?
I did hear something.
I heard something. Let's see if we can get something on both on it.
Yeah.
What kind of tree were you guys buried by? I heard really low.
Now, does that record it all too?
No, that's why I have the camera. Are you getting anything?
I just got card.
I don't know if that.
I'm getting a temperature spike. So this is detecting whatever temperature is right now. If it's a degree below, a degree higher. Right now it's, I think it's showing a degree higher.
Something else.
What time do you guys usually come out at night? On this night? You heard that,
I
right?
heard it.
Did you say 3? Do you guys come out every night, or is this the only night that you come out? Look at that, I'm getting 3 degrees difference. and I just reset it so it's not a false reading. Were you guys buried by the amphitheater or by the dance hall? I heard a really low mumbled voice. I think it said amphitheater.
Amphitheater or dance hall?
You heard that?
I heard that.
I think it said amphitheater.
Anthony could be hearing amphitheater. It sounds like Anthony.
It might be,
Yep.
but that's confirming it.
Yep.
I heard something else on here. Is there any spirits present with us right now? Sorry.
Went.
Oh, I heard a little
Yep.
kid's voice.
Voice.
You heard that, right?
Yep.
It said yes. So we heard all the stuff over here.
Wow. So this is what was being built. One of the things that was being built.
Wow.
Did you guys work on this project over here?
Under.
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 Under what? Were you under an oak tree?
Tree.
Are you under the amphitheater?
Oh, it's going off. I'm getting something, but it's very low. Let me set this down.
Small.
How did you die? I heard something. That
I
was,
heard something. Can you spell it on here?
can you make the temperature spike in this device again?
Again.
It's saying small. I could have sworn this thing just faintly said small.
Difference in temperature?
Is there a difference in our devices?
Yeah.
Or difference in temperature?
Wow.
You heard that, right? It almost sounded like temperature. Like a really faint woman's voice, like temperature. What you just said in this device, can you make it type on that screen?
He's trying. going a little crazy. Here they go. Come on.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
You can do it.
How many are there of you present with us right now?
At the same time, they're here.
Here.
And it kept going long.
Yours said here. It said something. I don't know what it said.
But it said it at the
That's
same
crazy.
time.
No, that's crazy because that's like direct answer. You guys are here with us? How many of you are there? Did you say 3?
It sounds like a lot.
Are you making the temperature on this device change? Are you messing with this device? Can you make it go up to 5? Can you make this device go up to 5? Let us know that you're here.
He said here. I know you're here.
Here. Here. Here.
What's your name?
Are you doing that? Can you make it go up to 5?
Probably freaking out. The poor girls are freaking out. Alright.
Awesome.
Well, thank you for communicating with us.
Thank you.
Thank you for communicating with us. Good night.
Good night. Good night. Good night.
What was that?
I think it said no problem. Yeah, I'm not getting anything. Alright, so that was it. We're heading, I'm gonna head back down. Everybody else is heading back down now. And I'm not gonna stay any longer by myself there. Nope. Not with what I heard. That was crazy. Coming from a person like me that is skeptic of a lot of stuff, that blew my mind. I mean, there's not much radio interference up here, for starters. And the fact that I'm scanning at radio frequencies at 50 milliseconds, which is insanely fast. Like, to get a clear voice through the box, and to get, nonetheless, to get a direct answer from what I'm asking, that just blew my mind. That is so crazy. That's the way to the lake. Yeah, that's trippy. I hope you guys, if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. We'll be doing more goodies like this. That was fun. That was fun. Anyways, yeah. GDI Rangers 77 signing out.